Hello everyone, today I'm going all retro sci-fi as I check out Star Schlock from Wunkay Games and their new 2-player starter set.
Alright folks, the Star Schlock battle game starter set from Wunkay. As you can see here, we have the Space Apes, the Simian Empire, up against the Explorers, pew-pewing it out as only they can do. So, in this 2-player set, you have a galaxy adventure. Grab your blaster, get in there, and start kissing all the green-skinned aliens you can. Just like Kirk would want you. It contains 16 metal figures, 16 plastic bases, your training manual, nice, core handbook, galaxy guide, your consoles, your decks, your dice, your measuring tools, your ba-ba-ba-ba-bas, which is how it's pronounced. If I flip the box over and crack open the lid, and we can see what is inside. So, first off, a message from the Admiral. And this is one of the things that you will see throughout this box set and book is it is written semi-tongue-in-cheek. It is a homage from passionate people to one of their favourite genres, sort of classic sci-fi B-movie, and therefore you should take everything with a pinch of salt. It explains how to assemble your cargo tokens, your fired markers and route markers, which are little clouds of dust as they run away. So you have that. We have a couple of little sheets of posters that you can stick onto any of your current sci-fi terrain to make them more sci-fiable. And they're quite cute. We have, and again, another little nod, the laser cut tokens and your crates come in this bag. This game contains laser cut components which will have a slight amount of laser soot on and around the edges which can be wiped off. They will smell like attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion for about a week after being taken out of their bag. I love that. The laser cut things themselves, if I pop this open, and I probably won't do this immediately. I might have to do it immediately before they will fall out from the laser cutness. Yes. If you have laser cut things and you've not used them before, if you get yourself a wet wipe, you can actually wipe down the surface of both sides before you pop them out, and that will reduce a lot of this sooty finish to them. But while we're here, you can see you have your little sort of blast markers, which are 2-piece that fit together. You've got your pew-pew-pews and your zap-zap-zaps to show who has shot. There are measuring sticks for close, medium, and short range. I pop the short up there, you can see that. And if you put the mediums together, let's see if I can pop these out. The 2 mediums together, which go half and half, become long. And so these are actually, they're laser cut, but I don't think they're wood. I think it's like a foam or a card that's been laminated. I am absolutely going to be covered in soot, so I will have to break out the wet wipe in a moment. But I don't know if you push that all the way till it's completely connected. What I will say is, in the rules, they do tell you about their measuring system and what it is in inches. But they do suggest if you want to play in different scales, or if you want to play in different measurement types, for example, metric instead of imperial. They only refer to close, short and long in the rules. They don't refer to their numeric values. So you can replace all of these measuring sticks with measuring sticks of your own if you want to change anything. So if you're not going to be using the 28mm figures from the starter set, you can use your own. So that's our little laser cut set. I'm going to set those to one side and clean my hands, and then we'll continue. Okay, then the rest of the box is the fun stuff. We have 3 A5 books, the core handbook, the Galaxy Guide, and the training manual. More on those shortly. We have 2 player dashboards. These unfold to give you your deck positions, initiative phase, discard pile, activations, things like that, and also a sort of a cheat sheet of actions. So flip a resource face down to grant the active unit a free action. Your actions are attack, dash, charge, disengage, rally, reload, and claim objective. They are double-sided in 2 pleasing colours, and you get 1 for each player. We also get the Star Schlock dice, the starter deck of cards, and these are very similar to old bubblegum card packs I used to get whenever I was a kid. So starter set, 6 cards in each pack, collect all 24. That may be a lie. On the back we have starschlock.com. Look for other great Star Schlock miniature figures and tabletop games. They've got a wax finish. These are really nice, and I almost don't want to open that. And if I do open it, I'll have to try and save it. The Series 1 trading card. Game stats on each card. Again, we'll open those in a moment. We have 2 decks of cards. So my guess would be full decks for the full game. And then for your intro game, there's your Union, and then there's your Simian Empire, which are the 2 factions in the box. You get some little plastic bases. These are for your tokens, so your pew-pew-pews, so you know who needs to reload, that sort of thing. There are a couple of little stickers. I don't know if these are in every box. This is my Kickstarter copy, so they may not be in every box. However, if they are, they're terrific, and I'm a huge fan of those. And then we have our miniatures. So, Explorer officers and Ape leaders. So a set of 3 command characters for both. And then the Explorer landing party and the Gorilla Grunts. And that is a 5-figure unit for both sides with bases. So we'll have a closer look at all of this in just a moment. Okay, starting off then with the books. So 3 books in the starter set. The Science Fiction Battle Game Galaxy Guide. I will say, before I get into this, they have a lovely finish. It's like a wax matte finish. A5 in size rather. This one is your Galaxy Guide itself. So the various factions within the universe, a bit of an introduction on how to use it. So your Star Schlock adventures, the factions and who can interact with who, along with sort of points values as well. So small battles would be 350 points with 1 to 3 units per force. And then here you can see the various factions. So Explorer, Astroguards, Insectoid Coalition, the Space Apes, Eternal Empire, Humans, Aliens, and Mutos. And across the top, same again, but they're faction symbols. And then who can sort of ally with who. So everybody can generally kick off with someone, which is always good. You get a background for the faction in question. So the Explorer Corps, you get a look at their cards, which we have in the box set as well. So the unit profiles, and that's across the board for all of the various factions in here, including things like the Eternal Empire, which are really nice. So as you get an idea of how the thing is broken down. Artwork in here is gorgeous, very 50s/60s comic book feel to them, or something that you would see on the front of a sort of a pulp tales book. So they are absolutely spanking. I love those. So there we go. Some sample forces at the back as well, giving you rough sort of 500 point forces. So a medium game. Not going to take you too long to play through. So that's your Galaxy Guide, which is really nice. We have the training manual. And again, you often get quick start guides that are generally little sort of paper pamphlets, which is great. I love the fact that they've taken the time and effort to do this as another sort of full book. On the back, you have essentially a quick reference for your most important thing, which is combat, which is going to happen most of the time. This book is written as a training manual for the Simian Empire, the Space Apes, and as such is introduced by this charming general. And again, this is really nice because often aliens are the bad guys and you get it from the human point of view. This time around, the ape is explaining how the game works, and this is your standard landing party of 5 with a single character up against some Gorilla Grunts and an ape officer. What tokens you'll need to assemble, what the various equipment and stack cards are, how the dice work. And it's very simple. You've got successes, blocks, and special effects. And if you don't have these dice, if you're playing this in some other way, how they translate across to a D6 as well. So that's quite cute. It does take you through step by step, explaining how to drive these terrible human/alien aggressors off your lovely ape planet, which is always good, and is a really comprehensive guide for a quick start of your first introduction. It's not just a here's how you move, here's how you shoot, sort the rest of the stuff out somewhere else. You'd be forgiven for thinking that this was just the rules themselves, all the way down to the battle console and how you use your command cards. But this is your first step in playing the game and playing it with those 6 figures aside. And then it explains a bit about building bigger forces and other aliens and the like. So really good, really comprehensive guide again. Lovely artwork and pictures throughout there also. So spanking. That's 40 odd pages. Then there's the Science Fiction Battle Game Core Handbook with a member of the Explorer Corps doing the Daring Do, firing away. This one is almost double the length, 74 pages. Again, has that quick reference on the back and inside cover. And then has your sort of full game setup here. And it works on the principle that you have read and played a game using the Ape training manual. This time around, the Explorer Corps is going to get a bit more involved and in-depth, which I absolutely love, explaining how you build your forces what plot armor is, and therefore how you can prevent Captain Kirk from being shot in the face. The battlefield guide is very nice as well, because it gives you not just sectors and deployments, but also different sort of battlefield setups and how to deploy terrain and the like within them to make them as applicable as possible. And with something like this, because it has that 50s B-movie feel, these could quite happily be Hollywood sets or the Vasquez Rocks in California, you know, so they don't need to look hugely alien. They can just look very terrestrial, and then just add your bits and pieces to it. So full game in here. Again, well laid out, very well explained, and a nice set of evocative pictures and art to go throughout it. I mean, he's just cracking. So these are the books you get. Staying with the card, your decks then. So there are 2 of these. They contain the command cards, where it shows you activate a unit to make a free attack, or an inactive unit attacked by an enemy can fight back or return fire. So there are 2 sets of greens, which are all value 2, with your 3 different types of action on there. Then there are 2 sets of the blue with a higher value, and 2 sets of red, which are your highest. So, same again. Standard card size, which means if you want to pop them in a deck protector, you can. And the swirly Star Schlock logo on the back, which is really nice. I was so happy to see that the waxy paper these come in just pop open beautifully, which means I can keep these, assuming that this one does the same, and it does. Oh, gorgeous. And these are just like bubblegum cards. They don't have the rounded edges. They're more of a cardstock rather than a playing card, a thin laminate playing card. So a bit thicker. But on one side you have your bubblegum backing style of picture. So your science team, Commander Nico, the Manhunter, the Babooms, which are bomb-throwing baboons in space with big red asses on them, and Gorilla Grunts. And the other side has got your landing party, Gorilla Grunts, Ape Officer, Nico, Dr. Zeus, Mongorilla, Tobor, and Captain Kurt. So this set is what you get in the actual starter set. So if I flip this over, you'll see there's the landing party's card, there's the Gorilla Grunts, and then commander wise we have an Ape Officer, Nico, Dr. Zeus, Mongorilla, and on the other side we have Captain Kurt and Tobor. And it gives you their stats across the top along with their special abilities or rules. So you too can unleash a robot monster on your opponents by the medium of these delightful space apes. So that's all our cards. Okay, so taking a look then at the space apes. You can see here Dr. Zeus, the Gorilla Grunts, and Mongorilla. All of the models are supplied with a round base, 25mm round for the gorillas, who are big folks. That doctor is carrying, I hope that's some sort of scientific piece of apparatus. If not, it's a massive mace, and I don't want him to hit me. Mongorilla has got the awesome robot head on him. These are one-piece metal, and all of the miniatures I've seen thus far are one-piece metals. Size-wise, Mongorilla is around 28mm to lens level on his robot helmet. The ape officer is about the same, I would imagine. Yeah, just over between 25 and 28mm to eye level. The metal casting is lovely. Slight bit of flashing on them, but mold lines seem relatively minor, so a quick cleanup should have them good to go. And there's some great detail, especially on the likes of Zeus with his lapels on that coat, having all that intricate work. So if you want to do a bit of the old Dr. Zeus, you can do so. They're absolutely cracking figures. Taking a look at the humans, here we got the Explorer Corps officers. So, in here we have, again, 3 metal miniatures. There are some that are not one piece. So, here's Kurt. Comes with a 20mm round base, which is something you don't see often. Although he does fit that quite snugly. Got his blaster out and ready to do his daring do. And he is around 30mm to eye level, actually. He's accompanied by Nico, who's got a separate arm. Again, good clean casts, some mold lines and a little bit of flashing, but I mean the mold lines on these are practically negligible, so a quick buff with some wire wool will see them sorted out. My favourite of all, Tobor, going full Forbidden Planet / Lost in Space, clanking his way around. Nice, heavy bit of pewter, which everybody likes to see. And if I bring in one of the apes, you can see they are stocky people in comparison. So there you go. That is the contents of Star Schlock from Wunkay.
So there we go, Space Monkeys against Explorers, fighting the good fight, or bad fight, out amongst the stars in a retro way. I have to say, I really love the presentation of this, from start to finish. The way they talk to you throughout the books, even the little notes in the starter set about things like the laser cut tokens in there, and how they smell like attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. There's just so much to love. They obviously poured heart, soul and passion into this. The miniatures are incredible and I really enjoy the system, especially the way they've got those books set up. So overall, beautiful quality product from start to finish, and it looks like it's going to be a really fun game to play as well. Let me know what you think below. I'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.